everyone, John Chow here from johnchow.com, and welcome to another episode of Driving with John Chow. A video ago, I posted my daily, earnings from Mob, and I used my Has Offer Publisher app to show you my breakdown of the 140 odd $1,000 I made in the last 16 days, and you would notice that there was some pretty big swing. Like the lowest day was $1,000 and the highest day was like over 30 grand. So that's like a 30 to 1 swing. So I want to talk about how do I budget for these wild swings on daily earnings, because and it does happen to some people, and depending on the profession. This is usually it's on high-end product. Like if you sell real estate, you can go for quite a while before you actually sell a house. But in between, while you're waiting to sell a house, you're living on nothing. Or I suppose if you're working at a high-end car dealership like a Ferrari, it could be the same thing. You might go for weeks and weeks without selling a single car, and suddenly, boom, you sell the latest 488, and you make $10,000 commission or whatever it is that you get for selling a $300,000 car, and then suddenly you're flush with cash. So, but in between that, you got nothing to live on. So how do you deal with this? Well, there's several things you can do to lessen the blow of peaks and valleys. And the truth of the matter is, given a choice, I'd rather have steady income. And most people would rather have steady income. That's why most people actually work at a job. That steady paycheck every couple of weeks or whatever the pay schedule is. It's good. It gives people stability, and it's predictable. They can budget for that kind of stuff. But when you don't have that, like you sell high-end real estate or high-end cars, you get the peaks and valleys. How do you budget for this? A couple of ways. First of all, what I would do is I always have an emergency, set aside fund where I have enough cash on hand to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses if I make absolutely zero, like nothing. Okay, so you should definitely have that, especially if you're going into starting your own business or going to any kind of profession where you got the peaks and valleys. You need protection in case something, to ride out the time where you're not making any money. Okay, so that's one thing I do. Have enough cash reserve to cover at least 3 months of living expenses, at least 3, preferably 6 months to a year, just to be absolutely safe. That's the first thing. The second thing you can do is, this would work. This would only apply for people who are making money online, and not to say would not really apply for someone who's like a realtor or a Ferrari salesperson, and that is have income sources that are more predictable. Like in my case, Mo takes wild swing, but over a month time, it actually is pretty predictable over a month time. It's just that on a daily basis, it goes up and down like mad. But in addition to Mo, I do have income sources that are highly, highly predictable. Such on my blog, I sell advertising, and those ad spaces on my blog, there's certain numbers there, and they're always sold, and they're sold on a monthly basis, and a lot of them actually on contract. They sold on a long-term basis. So that income there, I can predict. It's very, very predictable. Like I can predict it's gonna come every single month. I know that, so I could put that into my cash flow and when I'm doing budgeting. Another example would be some of my monthly continuities. For example, AWeber, I get 30% of the customer's bill for life. So over the last 10 years of internet marketing, I refer hundreds and hundreds of people to AWeber, and I make 30% of these customers, and their monthly bill is actually pretty predictable. So I can budget on that. Another example would be YouTube. These videos, like YouTube ad revenue is actually pretty predictable because my channel has this many subscribers. The amount of traffic it gets is also, again, pretty constant with steady growth. So that means income is steady growth also. So by having all these more stable income sources, I'm able to not worry so much about when's my next big payday gonna come? You know, I don't have to be like the Ferrari guy who's going, 2 weeks, I haven't sold a car yet. My bank account's running low. I need to sell a car. I don't have to worry about that because I have a more predictable income source. All right, so that's the second way. Now the last way is basically have your expenses be well below what you make. Like you may have heard me said when I was talking, you know, even though my lowest day in that in that app I show, where my lowest day was $1,030 for one day. My lowest day is still higher than my expenses to live. So that is one great way to do it. Make sure your expenses are lower than your worst possible day. So by doing that, I don't have to worry about it either. So those are 3 ways I do it, or how I, you know, handle not predictable income. So I hope that helps you guys out. I'm gonna fill up this car and then I'm gonna continue on my little journey. And so give me a thumbs up for that, like and share my video, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.